One of the phrases I hear you say a lot is "Who raised you?"
Yes.
Who raised you?
I would say trials and tribulations, mistakes. That's why I teach everybody, because I've been through it. So that's really the hardest part. I've been through it, but my experiences affected me different than it would affect somebody else.
I see you different now, same road, brand new view.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we are here on The Perspective, a brand new podcast where I tap into a different perspective, a different set of eyes or a different viewpoint on different things. And today we have a very, very special guest, one of my very favorite comedians, period. I'm just super, super excited to introduce none other than TK Kirkland.
Hello, love. How are you?
I am fine, and you? How are
And
you?
I'm proud of you. You had a dream. You reached out to me. You told me your story. And booyah, we made it possible, and I'm excited to be here. And I always like to be the first, so that's important to me. Whether it's Drink Tramps, whether it's Vlad TV, me and him are going on 11, 12 years, and I hope that we have a run for the next 20 years as possible. But if you're going to do this, I want you to commit to it. Longevity, understand the business, because what people don't know about this game is there's a lot of money in this business. If you get your numbers up, you know how to monetize, and you do this right with good quality staff, good quality guests, and the rest is history.
I'm super excited. So today I want to talk about audacity.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about having audacious goals. I remember mentioning, I posted a video on Instagram, and it was a video from the last time I saw you, I think at Burt's when you
Okay.
were in town. And I was just like, everybody go and tag TK Kirkland. Tell him I want him to come and be on my podcast. And then I kept reaching out, and then you called me and was just like, let's do it. And it was just, for me, it was super exciting because I was just like, who knew, that
Yes,
this would
yes.
actually be a reality. And this all happened within like a week.
Wow.
It was like super fast. Like I saw you were coming in town, and I was just like, oh, he's gonna be here for a minute. And then you started adding on shows, and I was like, let me try and catch him, in some of his downtime.
And when people say timing is everything, time is everything. I think I was just getting back from my house in Paris, and I just happened to look at my social media, and I saw it, and it was because a lot of people try to get interviews, and I glanced through my DMs or whatever, and I really don't have the time, and I try to do things that don't wear me down too much, because as you get older, you try to get smarter. And being 66 years old, I take stuff very, very serious with my time. So when I saw it, and when I called, or whoever called each other, your conversation was on point. I could tell that you was truly professional. And then you sent me a picture. I said, oh, she's extremely attractive. Then I asked you, was you married? You said, yeah, my husband's fan. I said, is he near you? And you said, yeah, he's sitting right by me, but he like you too. And I said, well, tell the nigga I said, what's up?
So let's talk about proximity. Proximity. I hear proximity matters.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think that when you put yourself in certain situations, that you make things possible, and that's extremely important to me. And I've lived like that my whole life.
Who do you credit your takeoff to as far as proximity, or not necessarily credit because you had to do the work yourself, but who do you think was integral not integral, but a big part of your success?
I think my probation officers, judges. No, and it sounds funny.
That is
But I was
a very
catching so
interesting
many
take.
cases that I knew they was getting tired of me. And I said I had to stop because I didn't want to be the guy, like Suge and all of them, because all of us came up together and see them locked up. And I just love life too much to be in that situation. So the last case I caught, believe it or not, in 1998, was with Puffy Combs. And it was a judge on there named Margaret, white judge. She wasn't playing. And she had this energy like my mother. And when she was talking, she was like a Judge Judy. And what I mean by that is she used the audience as her, the people in the courtroom, she used them as the audience to embarrass you or to talk loud. So during my 2 years fighting the case, I studied her for like 2 years. And when I saw her personality, because I understand discernment very well. So when certain things came up, I used to tell my attorneys, when she start that shit, say we want to approach the bench, because I had to smother her so that she wouldn't entertain. Because entertain, you never know what she's going to do. She could throw you in Rikers Island. She could just put you in jail for 30, 60 days. So I did everything I could to outthink her, so to speak. And that actually made me win my case, because I was supposed to do 6 years, and I wound up getting probation. So the rest is history. So I would say probation officers and judges got me on track, because I understood no matter how tough you are, no matter what stuff you do in life, they got a place for you. And that's why when I travel the world, I tell young men and women, stay disciplined, stay focused, try not to act tough, because at the end of the day, they got a place for you. And that's either jail or the grave.
My husband had talked to me about you performing with NWA and how that is a very hard set to open up for.
Oh, yeah, a
because
lot of people don't know that. So true.
Yeah, people come to see people rap,
Yes.
and then you're introducing something that they didn't necessarily come for.
Absolutely. And it's a lot of great comedians, but that's one thing I know I got on everybody. I know that everybody could not have done what I did with gangster rap, because most people's doing comedy shows, but I was touring with rappers. So I was touring with NWA, Jay-Z, the Cash Money Millionaires, Luke. And then not just that, I did R&B, Frankie Beverly and Maze, The Whispers, Patti LaBelle, Madonna, Gwen Stefani. Like, I did it all. So my style of comedy, when y'all come to my comedy show, you see a street version of TK. But then when it's time to throw the suit jacket on, the tie, or the ascot, I take on a whole different approach.
I had no idea you.
Yeah, I could do a
was
whole
open.
clean set and still be hilarious
So you can do a set without cursing.
without using profanity whatsoever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. There was a competition years ago, before Chris Tucker got discovered. And this is when it used to be the Soul Train Comedy Awards. And we had this huge competition in Los Angeles, California. No one knew that I was going to make it to the finals. And I made it to the finals, and Paul Mooney, who was alive at the time, he was even amazed, because he was like, yo, motherfuckers can't even believe, you know. And, and it was good. So Paul Mooney was a great inspiration to me as well, coming up in the game. But I try to be versatile in so many things. Like, I'm about to direct my documentary. I'm about to direct my my Netflix and theater that's going to the theaters. Comedy special. So I'm directing that, because I said I could have gave it to somebody else, but what I did was, nobody has my vision. And since I started D.L. Hughley, Mike Epps, Sandra Bullock, and all of them, and I have an eye for talent. That's why when I saw you on the screen, like, I'm telling you here today, you're going to be very successsul. This is something that I know for a fact.
Well, I
Guaranteed.
appreciate you.
Even if you got to fire everybody to make sure you do it. You got to be tough with this shit, you know? Don't be nobody's friend.
Do you hire or employ family members?
No, I don't hire nobody.
So you just do everything?
That's why, that's why I got to get up sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning, get my workout in, and then I plan my travel. That might take 2 or 3 hours, because I'm just not going to one city. I have to book stuff really for 20, 30 cities. So when I talk to the airlines, I ask them, so when I get on the phone, hope you got time, because we're going to be in here for a minute. I have the American Express card, and we go city to city. I have the calendar in front of me. I know when I'm going to Paris. I know I'm going to Spain. I know when I'm going to Dubai. Like, all of it's scheduled out, because then I have to make time for the grandchildren. I got to make time for my children, all right? And then do the shows in the gym. It's really a lot of hard work.
How many children do you have? I saw a lot of different numbers online.
Yeah, I have 7 children.
Okay.
Yeah, but my kids are grown. So when I say on stage, I hear people go, ugh, and they think I have babies, but my kids are grown.
Can you tell us where the Fountain of Youth is?
I think it got to be part of your DNA. And I've been working out since I was probably 12, 13. I was a football player, a track star. I never even when I was catching cases, I never let stress get to me. I remember being locked up, calling Godfrey and them collect at my office, talking to Mike Epps, and they always used to say, man, you sound so happy, you know? So even if I'm going through something, I'm still a happy person deep down inside.
One of the sayings I hear you talk about, or one of the phrases I hear you say a lot, is who raised you?
Yes.
Who raised you?
I would say trials and tribulations, mistakes. That's why I teach everybody, because I've been through it. So that's really the hardest part. I've been through it, but my experiences affected me different than it would affect somebody else. So I take those experiences, wisdom. I listen to people, things that women have gone through, things men have gone through, and I take that over the years. And in my conversations like this, I'm able to tap in of things that I've heard, things that I've seen, and give people my true aspect of how I feel, raw and uncut. Because a lot of people are, I would say, mentally have illusions about marriage, about relationships. People live in a bubble. And when you meet somebody like me who really bring it to you raw and real, it scares people sometimes. But that's the kind I've learned all in life about being anointed, understanding quantum physics, understanding energy that possess in this world, that I know my purpose. And a lot of people don't know their purpose in life. So that's why I have an advantage on most men and women on this planet, because I know what I'm here for.
What are you here for?
I'm here to change the world, impact the world, be wealthy, look good naked, and outlive my haters.
Okay. So you talked to me the other day about your mom and how you listen to her.
Yes.
So what would you say is one of the strongest life lessons that she's taught you, or that you still carry?
My mom just didn't play, you know. She raised me right to be self-sufficient. I mean, my mother and father was alive. It wasn't like I was raised by my mom, just my mom.
Okay.
My dad and my mom raised me.
Okay.
My dad wound up drowning, and it was just my mom. Yeah, my dad died when I was 14. He was swimming in the ocean, got taken by undercurrent.
I'm sorry to hear
So
that.
my mom and dad, they were still together. I just think with everybody in my family dying just made me that much more determined. Because my dad died, then my brother got murdered, then my youngest brother died of aneurysm, and my mom died of cancer. So when I hear my children saying, "Dad, how do you do it?" Because I wouldn't be functional if everybody was gone. And I just never let it bother me. I just think it just fueled me more in life, because I know my purpose and I want to get everything done before I leave this motherfucker, because I really like this shit.
Yeah.
You know, I love life, so I take it very serious, and I go to bed early, I get up early because I don't want to miss nothing.
And you said God told you to come and talk to Detroit?
Yeah, that's just a figure of speech, but I love doing that because I think it just adds a little sauce to the show.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. So I heard Mike Varner say that you do gangster rap. Or not gangster rap, but gangster comedy.
I don't like the word gangster comedy at all, because I'm a businessman, and anything gangster associated with anything, you lose businesses, you lose sponsorship. So my comedy is just real comedy. I take real stuff and put a twist to it, and it just sounds raw and real. But no, I don't never want to use the word gangster.
So I wouldn't even call it that though. Like when I think of your comedy, I think of like an intellectual
Absolutely
type of comedy.
I like that. That's
I'm gonna make you think. Like I think when my husband first introduced me to watching your comedy, I was just like, oh, this is like the first version of Dave Chappelle before Dave Chappelle came out. Because I feel like he does kind of like that same thing, like where he's shifted and now he does more of the I'm gonna make you think type of comedy.
Yeah.
But yours, I think, takes it to another level, because it's like, I'm going to educate you and I'm going to make sure that you leave with something. Like the first time I saw you, you were talking about like assets and liabilities and annuities, and you don't really see that in comedy.
Yeah, and as the years go by, you're going to see more comics doing it, because I'm the guy who sets the bar, all that. And Dave Chappelle and the Chris Rocks, they're very talented, but all of them will tell you TK Kirkland is the guy. Every last one of them would tell you TK Kirkland is the guy. It's just that I was behind the scenes, I was a hustler, and I used to give all them game on ownership, because I was a businessman. I never wanted to do auditions because I knew this way ahead of time that Hollywood wasn't meant for us. And I felt that only a few got their break. I couldn't take that chance. So what was real to me, auditions or real money? So I was hustling before this shit took off. I was going to do the show money because the cash was real. And then nobody could make the kind of money I was making selling DVDs. So this is when the shit was popping. So after the show's DVDs, I was killing the game. I was, I'm using my mentality like I was slinging. So after the show, I'd be standing there by myself, no security, not nobody selling my stuff. Like, because I remember when Death Row popped off and Suge Knight, we threw a party. And it must have been 10,000 people at this event. Suge was at the door collecting bread. And he was the owner of Death Row. So I always looked at that and said, I'm always going to be on top of my bread. Now, I'm a multimillionaire. There's a lot of people who've done TV and film who can't say that because they have agents who steal. You have agents who think that they're more famous than the comedian. And I never wanted to be in a position that I had to call an agent or anybody to see if I was going to have a job.
How do you stay wealthy in this industry?
You don't spend. Yeah. Like, you see me flex every now and then, but my rule is stay low-key and flex occasionally. So I'm not flexing all the time like a Floyd Mayweather. When I go to, I was telling people I got to go to Dubai because I have a camel. And I just wanted people to see me on my camel smoking a cigar with my dashiki shit on. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want to be able to tell a nigga, a lot of motherfuckers do something. You ain't never seen a nigga roll on a fucking camel. I want to be on a camel smoking a cigar, just chilling.
Oh my goodness. What would you say is like your most lavish purchase to kind of spoil yourself?
I like socks and underwear and cologne. People, everybody could talk about cars, but cologne, fresh underwear, and a little bit of jewelry. Because the reason why I say fresh underwear and socks because I wear brand new underwear every day. Like, I don't wash it. I wear it one time, I throw it away. Socks, one time, throw it away. And my kids think, Dad is so wasteful, but that's what I do.
Okay.
New T-shirts every day.
Okay.
Got to be crispy.
What would you say is the moment that you realized that you made it?
I haven't made it yet. Not in my eyes. I think I'm doing all right, but I got a couple things I want to accomplish, and I think I got 8 or 9 more projects. I think once I accomplish those 8 or 9 projects that I have left on my mind, then that would be successful. What's success to me is accomplishing things.
Okay.
It's not just one thing. It's a cumulative everything, and then that's success.
Okay. So now we're going to shift gears into the government contracts. So I know that's something that you've been talking to me about. I scheduled my appointment.
Good.
I scheduled my consultation. So what do you want to tell the people about this new business venture or this vertical in your business that you're doing?
Let's start going back to Drink Champ. Shout out to Nori and all those guys. I read a lot. I try to put people up on money legally. And I realized years ago, I go to football games with my kids. I go to concerts. And everybody always take it from the fans. Buy my hoodies, buy my T-shirts. Just take. But nobody wants to give and change people's lives. And then with me studying the history of what has happened to black leaders in this country, when you sit back and see what has happened to what Europe has done to the African-American man, the black heritage, how our history is hidden. And when you see how from Gaddafi to Malcolm X to Castro to Martin Luther King, that they don't want to see unity. And even though that we try to get power, we really don't have power. And I share that with the world. And I say power is not getting people to stop subscriptions to Disney or boycotting Target and they losing a few $1 billion. And that's what I was talking about last night. The upper hands, the people who are really getting the bread don't give a fuck about subscriptions because they get the money from the Fed to the FICO score, et cetera. But when you do government contracting, there's no face. They can't see you. They don't know who you are. And government contracting, people don't understand, is product contracting, meaning that the government sources out people to work for them. And what you do is you have an 8-week course that teaches people how to win a bid and how to go about it. And these people, once you get in, you could call them 24 hours a day and ask them questions and they share it with you. Even if the people don't have their startup money, let's say it could be $1,000, $2,000 for what the government needs you to get. Because even if you do government contracting and doing concrete or building something, you put up your money first. They reimburse you. But this is a thing that African Americans in the Black community don't know. Other nationalities have been having it on lock for years. So what I did was over the last 10 years, I had to get certain, because there's a fee to get this. And some people call and set up scheduling not understanding the game. So we want to teach as much as possible how you can change your life, especially if you're on computers all day, especially if you're on TikTok and you're wasting time. This is the perfect opportunity for people to change their life, because the kind of money that you can make in this game is unbelievable. And that's what people don't understand. This ain't like a 40-hour-a-week job. You don't have a boss over you. You know, you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, put your pajamas on, you get on the computer, and you put the work in, bam, you're going to win. And that's the key. And if you don't have the money, we loan you the money. Then once you get on, we take our money back first, plus 5%. That's just business. And the rest is yours. So if you walk away with a $20,000 profit, you get so on your next bidding, you could use your own money and do your own thing, and boom, go from there. But the women have already outpaced the men already. And that's why we want men to really get on this so that we can keep it equal, because my goal is I'm tired of seeing men complain. I'm tired of seeing men using women to get on. I'm tired of seeing men moving in with women, because the women usually has the good houses, they usually have the cars, and the guy. I hate to see a man just lower himself and not be the man of the home. You know, it could be old fashioned, whatever, but that's just the way I see it. I like men to be strong, and no disrespect, kiss a woman's ass, because it's so embarrassing to me. Or be at a store and the woman is paying for everything, and the nigga standing behind her like a child while she pulling her credit card, while she paying for shit. I don't like shit like that.
Yeah. So this is an avenue for people to basically not make excuses and make money. Like it's foolproof.
You are your own boss. Look in the mirror. If you fail, it's on you. You can't get fired. You can't be discriminated towards. It's a win.
So, and correct me if I'm wrong, but government contracting is used for everything from checking a fire extinguisher to supplying pens or toilet tissue.
Yes. You are outsourced. You see what's on the website when you learn after your 8 weeks, and you go for it and you bid. And it sounds strange to people in the 30s and 40s because you didn't hear about this as a child. But that's the main thing. We want the young kids, 17, 18 years old, to start now. So by the time they're in their 30s and 40s, they multi-millionaires. And that's some real shit. Then we teach you who to rock with when it comes to the tax game. Then we teach you how to rock with, how to start traveling and other, because I need people to start getting their money right. So everybody, you, your husband, y'all come see me in my show in Paris next year. Then we shoot over to London for another show. I just want to see people really see the life that I've been doing. You know, is walk down the street in Paris, they T2 motherfucking K, shit is fly as fuck.
That's dope. The younger version of yourself, did you ever imagine a lifestyle like this?
Yep, I did.
So you already knew.
I've been fly since I was 14.
Let me see. We've been just flowing. All right. How did you get started in the comedy industry? Like, how did you branch into that? Like, did you know when you was 14 you wanted to be a comedian?
No. Really, I was an athlete. I was going into pathology in college. You know, so I got my degree, master's in speech communications.
Okay.
So I still was a hustler at the same time going to school, nerdy looking kind of guy, you know. Not nerdy, but I still was fly. I had a Ferrari, you know, I had an Audi 5000, had a beautiful home on Parthenia, 2 blocks down from Richard Pryor. And this is before I knew Richard Pryor, but my home was 2 blocks away from him. And I used to always say, when I found that he lived there, I wish I had moved there a year earlier. Maybe I would have saw him when he was on fire, going down Parthenia. And I used to always say, yo, loan me a few thousand, I'll put that fire out. It was just a personal joke I had with myself, you know?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so Parthenia was in Northridge. So this is in the early 80s. This is like 81, 82.
So how did you go from being in pathology to comedy?
Well, I met Keenan Ivory Wayans. He introduced me to Eddie Murphy, and I used to hang with them. And what I found out is me and Eddie Murphy were born on the same year, so that also impacted me. Now, I'm actually 64 years old. I tell people I'm 66 because I manifest into the universe. I'm older because a lot of people don't make it. So I say I'm older to give me, just put it in the universe. So it started out as 1 year. I started saying this so much, I put 2 years on it because now I forgot how old I was. So I just stayed motherfucker 66. I've been 66 for like 2 years now.
Okay. I had a whole year where I was like 39, and then I turned 39, and I was like, oh, wait, I just gained an extra year.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know my age. So that's how that shit started.
Okay. Who is your Mount Everest of comedians?
I don't believe in that.
No?
Yeah, I don't believe in that because
You don't have favorites?
It's a question that's been set out there, and every comic sits and looks at the tape and wait to see if you're gonna say their name, and I don't do that shit. Nah.
You know too many people.
Yeah.
Okay.
They all good.
All right. So you said that there's often no substitute for experience. What does that truly mean?
There's no substitute experience. You have to actually live it. There's no skipping years of hard work. There's no skipping the things you are supposed to learn. Like, and even when I try to date, and I always try to ask a woman her age, and they sometimes don't want to tell you. But when they tell me age, I know exactly where they are in their life. And I say to myself, is that something I want to deal with? You know, so when a person tells me their age, I know what they're going through. I know the problems that they're dealing with. And then on me, I say to myself, do I want to be involved with that? Or it's like, life is like a book. So if you're on chapter 66 and you meet somebody that's in 32, 40 something, you're going backwards because you've been through all that before. And that's what keeps me at peace because I see things that they don't see already.
All right. So this is something I'm passionate about. True or false? The most expensive thing that you can own is bad credit.
I would say that's false. Because the most thing that you can own that's bad is bad health. Bad health because if you're healthy, you can get your credit good. If you're healthy, you can really achieve everything. And there's so many examples of successful people who wished, I know for a fact, me personally, that know certain people that would have gave up billions to have just an extra day of life. So I always stress health to everybody. As you get older, especially men, I tell them you got to lose weight because you've never seen a 70-year-old man weighing 250, 260. Because the world, what we don't understand in the States is that your diet is everything. Because if you're big going to your 60s, 70s, you're not going to live long. This is a fact. And all people got to do is read. The statistics are there. And all you got to do is use the Japanese because they have the long longevity of anybody in the world. And it's about activity, it's about diet, and they don't teach that here in America. That's it.
So another joke that you had mentioned, or I know I've seen you mention, is the joke about the Statue of Liberty and the woman holding the light and stand. What do people not know about the Statue of Liberty? Because I know you look into a lot of research.
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty was really supposed to be black, and they sent it to the United States, and they didn't want an African-American woman representing the United States of America. And it's from Paris, France. And they had to change it. So the artist of that had to strip it down, give it a European type look. But what he did was he left a chain on her ankle to show that it still represented slavery. What people don't know that in Paris, France, they also have a Statue of Liberty, a little smaller. And it faces the Statue of Liberty in New York City. They both face each other east and west. You know, so people don't know that. So when you go to Paris, you see the Statue of Liberty facing America. And when you're in America, the Statue of Liberty is actually facing France.
Wow. So you spend a lot of time like researching Black history. What's another fact that you think not enough people know?
That Abraham Lincoln was, his portrait was made by a black man. You know, these things that are kept away from us. And it's so many different, you could blame so many different people, you know. You could blame Martin Luther King for pushing us into segregation and being in the white schools. But Malcolm X said it the best. He said he refuses to allow his enemy to teach our people. And you see the effect that we had today. We're all confused. Black people don't know who they are, in a sense. That's why I said on stage, in March they think they Irish because they the first motherfuckers that need to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And then in May, you think you're motherfucking Mexicans because you out there celebrating Cinco de Mayo, So we really have to start embracing who we are. And we can't save the world. The damage is done too much to... when I hear people say, "Oh, good to you," the people got to come together. That ain't never happening. So the goal is to get money. That's what I figured out. At the end of the day, I can motivate you. At the end of the day, I can teach you about LLCs, EINs. But people need money. Money changed the motherfucking game. To travel the world, to have independence, a beautiful bedroom set, beautiful neighborhood, keep you a fly bitch, fly car. That shit is cold. I want people to live that. That's important to me.
Yeah, no, I think that's very important.
Yeah.
So back to what we kind of talked about a little bit earlier with people making excuses. That was something I wanted to tap in. Like a lot of people talk about, oh, well, I work 9 to 5. But I don't think enough people talk about the 5 to 9 or like what you can do in your free time. What do you think about that?
All that is discipline. It's how you raise, how you move. Again, the system has deteriorated people, black men, women, and not just blacks, just naturally everybody. And you just got to have determination. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have that internally. People look for excuses. Some people are just lazy, That comes from their parents or they something happened in your journey in life that made you lazy. And it's hard to get motivated if you're not getting money. So when you go back to TK TKGOV, CONWAY, if you got motivation, you got determination, just to change your life.
So you managed Sandra Bullock. You've been a part of so many people's career. Have you ever run into situations where you see somebody with talent and they just don't have the exposure? Like what advice do you have for that?
Nothing. I don't give them nothing. I don't have the time for it.
You don't have time to manage anybody else?
Nah, my brain is fried. I can't do it. Because it takes a lot of work.
Okay.
And the game is different now, compared to in the 90s. The agents to me are corrupt and they think, like I said earlier, they think they the stars. The comedians entertainers feel they're entitled. They haven't put the work in. Then you have social media who changed the game because there's a lot of untalented people who are famous based on social media. And then when they get the opportunity, they're not prepared for the opportunity. So everything I've learned as a businessman and manager coming up for 30 years, you got to throw it out the window because it doesn't exist. So I just continue using what I do to make me successful. I'm going to ride this out. I'm going to give people jobs. And then one day, if I hit the lottery, I'm going. No goodbye. No last text message or video from TK. Boom, I'm dipping out this motherfucker and I'm out.
You already in Paris.
Yeah, but I got other plans. Paris is just and fly to people who don't travel. I go to Paris like motherfuckers go to Walmart. I got a beautiful apartment over there, so I'm there so much that it's nothing. But I got other plans.
What is something that's a big goal for TK in 2026?
This tour with Mike Epps and We the Ones tour, I think that's something that I'm glad that came back and manifested itself because I put in so much great work with so many different people that what I love about Mike Epps and my man TC and my man Blake, they've known me for years. And we had a lot of gatekeepers in this business that kind of like try to stop you from doing what you're supposed to do. But I've always been able to pivot and finesse shit to make sure I got this bread. So when I made the call and said, hey, this is what I want to do, Mike Epps, TC, my man Blake said, TK, we'd love to have you. Let's go. And so we're going to do this 40 city tour. We're going to reintroduce me to the world on a different level because the young kids don't really know T to the motherfucker K that much yet. But by the end of the year, they'll know about a new gentleman, a new comic who been around for a long time, but reinvented himself to a higher level.
40 cities. So how long is this tour?
Start in February and go straight to May. But I work. My schedule is booked to the year 2034, 2035.
Okay.
Yeah, I stayed that far ahead of the game. And it motivates me. And when I book this stuff, there are people like, you want to do what? Like the Breakfast Club, Angela Yee, Noriega from Drink Champs, they all laugh at me because I tell them right then when we're done, when I'm coming back. And they think it's so hilarious. I know I'm coming back 2 years, like I already told you, when I'm coming back. So I always do that, stay way ahead of the game.
So do you not feel right when you're not busy? Like is...
No. When I go to sleep at night, I feel well rested and comfortable.
Okay.
And I look forward to doing it again. That's why I tell people you get 365 tries a year to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And that's how I think people should look at the world. You got all these days. People just take one day at a time, I mean, weeks and stuff. But you got to look way in advance. And you know you get 365 tries. Is this something that you're trying to do? Bam, you'll work a little harder to try to get that shit. Because then when you get down to 5 days, like, yo, I ain't accomplished shit.
Yeah.
Like, what have I been doing? So if you look at it 365, if that don't motivate you, I don't know. Because if you start getting in 90 days left and you didn't accomplish your goal, you out here wasting motherfucking time.
So do you believe in New Year's resolutions?
Nah. It's all a myth. I think people get caught up in being influenced. You know, don't get me wrong. Some people start the gym on January 1st, and by January 7th, they don't do the shit no more. No. I've been working out my whole life, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I saw you put somebody else's legs on your page.
Yeah, they thought that was somebody else's leg. That was my shit right there all day. You know, because I used to be a runner, so
Okay.
I still stay in shape.
Okay. So what age do you feel inside?
It's a great question. 27.
You feel 27?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah, about 27 years old.
Okay. What vice was the hardest to master and let go of?
Nothing. I really don't have them kind of problems. Yeah, people find that interesting because they think you think different. And I did an interview once, and I remember they saying to me, I never heard anybody say the things that you say, but I never allow anything to control me. Like, I don't have a favorite football team. I don't have a favorite basketball team. I never let nothing be able to adjust my emotions.
Okay.
I ain't that type of nigga.
Do you gamble?
Nah. All I make, I keep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have no vices. I don't do drugs. I don't gamble. I'm disciplined when it comes to sex. You know, I might have a woman lay in bed with me and hold you. And if I want to dick you down, if I feel like it, I'll do it. But other than that, if I got shit to do, you got to catch me next time.
Okay.
I can see everybody holding their breath.
Okay. So, who's some of the greatest or the greats that we've lost that still influence comedy today?
No, definitely Richard Pryor. Everybody's gonna say Richard Pryor, but I want to show love to somebody they don't really show love to, or I don't think they know the history.
Okay.
And it's the great Flip Wilson. And Flip Wilson was one of the funniest mother effers in the game. And that's, if I could tell any comic anything, and just a historian of comedy, I think people should upgrade their comedy IQ.
Okay.
You never hear comedians understand the comedy IQ. A lot of comedians are in the game just because they think they're funny. They don't study it. They don't read about it. They don't know how to really write scripts, right? A lot of comedians are not businessmen or women. So they depend on an agent to do their finances, manage their money. And a lot of comedians get maybe 30, 40%. They hold 20, 30 years in the game. And I hear the stories, and I try not to say that because then agents get mad at me because they feel like, oh, I'm trying to take their clients away, but not to represent them. I just try to teach comedians the game. At the end of the day,
You said 30%?
well, they're not making the kind of money I think they should be making, especially if they've been in the business over 10 years. But you got to have a name. A lot of comedians think they have a name, but they don't. But you got to be able to sell out. And I know I fascinate motherfuckers because I sell out. And you can just look at Detroit. We ain't even, we added on shows, And I tell the owner, he'll call me, T, the numbers you want to add another show. And I know they think I'm going to say no. I said, nigga, I say this motherfucker to Wednesday. Let's get this money. So everybody's not TK. Everybody don't have the hustle. I know I make people mad or intimidate them because people, the same things that people love about you is some things the same people hate about you. So I do what I got to do and I keep winning.
May your pain be champagne. Where did that come from?
Well, I came up with a group of hustlers, Eric Von Zip, Frankie B, Haitian Jack, and before the world knew about them, we was in New York. We always said, throw some of the coldest parties, and we made sure our female friends was minked out, Chanel boots, and we would just buy women vehicles to just look good because we had that kind of money, and we would just want to make sure people were straight. And whenever we toast, we all put our Morris in the middle. We have our coats on, and we have our bottles up in the sky. And boom, one day I said, "May your pain be champagne." The rest is history.
Oh wow. Who raised you? Where did that come from?
That come from me dating a girl who was so beautiful, but her character was so fucked up. I said, I need to meet your parents. Because I was like, who the fuck sent you into the world unprepared? Like, this bitch is unprepared. I could not believe this shit. And that's what is so sad about women and men. To be, your parents sent you to the world unprepared. No discipline, don't know how to talk. No substance. And it causes confusion, and that's how Who Raised You started.
Okay.
And then I took it as, from there, it has took on so many different elements. And I'm like, my book is gonna be Who Raised You.
Okay.
And that's gonna be with Charlamagne the Guide. And I only wanted to do one book, to be honest with you.
Okay.
They was trying to get me to do a book 10, 15 years ago, but I didn't think I was ready to do it yet. Because I think to do a book, you have to have years of experience. And you want to be able to tell your story one time. So I wanted to wait till I was in my late 60s to really start. And I hope that I can live a long time to get it complete. And if not, I'll take the shit to the grave. It's fine. Because I don't want to do the book and say some shit that'll get me locked up, too. So you got to be careful.
Yeah. This is kind of like a full circle moment for me. I had started writing a book a long time ago. And it was, it started off as like a look in my eyes type of thing, where it was just like, sometimes you don't like a person because what you think is going on, but you don't really know what shaped them or what molded them.
Yeah, you don't know
the
their experiences, yes.
So it was just like, when I was thinking of like a name for the podcast, it just came to me, the perspective.
Yes.
Because there's so many different ways to, interpret a story or experience or anything like that. So it was just pretty full circle. But the audience wants to know, how do you manage your mental health and ensure you have healthy outlets?
I'm just a positive guy. It's just in me, Don't get it fucked up. I have my issues, And not bad, My thing is, what's the solution? I teach that to my children. You complain all you want, but at the end of the day, what's the solution? How are we gonna figure this out? And that's how you find peace. And you gotta have an outlet. Some people go to therapy. I've always thought therapy was for weak motherfuckers. When people say I'm going to therapy, a little bitch ass nigga and shit, Like, I'm for real, little bitch ass. But we live in a world that's necessary. Because these motherfuckers is weak out here mentally. I just didn't come up that way. So if you get in therapy, no disrespect, you go. It's just I come up in the 60s and 70s, and you couldn't start that depression around our house, or you're going to commit suicide. Our parents was tough to the motherfucker, You talk about kill yourself, your parents will open the window and say, jump, motherfucker. Like you couldn't do that shit as a child, And even being bullied. The kids go on social media and they feel bullied. And that's why parents need to go back to talking shit to their children. You nappy-head motherfucker. That's why your father didn't fucking want you. You got to say that shit to your kids, so by the time they go to school, they're resilient. They be like, that's all you got, nigga, my mama. My mama talk more shit than this nigga, and then you feel comfortable. You know, like everybody's soft with their kids.
Yeah.
You gotta talk shit to these motherfuckers, smack them. You know, like shut the fuck up. Every now and then, not all the time. You know, and that way when they go to school or read shit.
Yeah, it's okay. So that's another thing. So being a comedian in this culture now, where everybody is like so easily canceled, like how do you deal with that? Like, cause you still say whatever you want to say.
Ain't nobody fucking with me.
So you don't.
I guarantee you that shit never come my way. Yeah, I think people Google me before they really start their shit. Like, I'm a different kind of entertainer. You know, I'll send a crew to your house, fuck with me. I'm that type of nigga. But I try to do all the right things in life because I'm a senior citizen. Ain't nobody got time to be out here bullshit. But if you cross the line, you know, I'm not gonna do anything. I made a pact with the universe, God, if you want to use that to do the right thing. And what they said to me was, if I do the right thing, because I'm capable of doing something crazy, that I will get everything I want in this world and deserve. And I'm getting it because I've kept my word. So I can't do nothing to mess that up. And I live by it.
Mm-hmm. So has anybody ever misled you or scammed you?
Well, I never got scammed, but I'll tell you what people do. Like, I'll do shows and people like, yo, TK, you know, hit me on Instagram, DM, I'm not call them. Yeah, I want to book you. I want to put you with different artists. Like, and then, you know, you give them tickets to the show, right? And they'll actually still sign a contract, but they do it just so they can get free tickets to get in the show. Stupid shit. So I said to myself, I always wanted to remember this guy's name because it happened when I was doing a show in Boston. And Genuine, the guy said he wanted me to open up for Genuine. I said, yeah, Genuine's my friend, blah, 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 to do it. You know, it was a big check, you know, supposed to the contract, we signed, but it was all fake the whole time. So after the show, I tried to reach out to him, he didn't pick up the phone. And then I waited a month because I'm waiting to catch your ass off guard. And I said, motherfucker, if all you wanted was some tickets, you could have just said that. And I just left it alone like that. So it is what it is, you know. You get that. And then some people try to book you and go through this whole scenario. And when I do talk to them, I explain to them, I give them the game. I said, in my lifetime, I noticed that women are the women who step up. They're always ready to pull the trigger. I said, when you gentlemen want to book someone, I said, take it into constructive criticism. Don't call nobody that's on another level if you're not prepared to pull the trigger. I said, because you wasting my time and your time. And they're like, you right, OG, you right. And that's to anybody listening. When you get ready to do business, have your paperwork in order, have your money right, so when you get on the phone with whoever you're booking, you can show them that you're truly professional and you're ready, because you may only get one opportunity to get them. And I give people one opportunity. If you fuck up in that 15 minutes I got you on that phone, I block because I don't need the money, you know, but you won't waste my time no more, because time is the most precious commodity that you have in life. And there's a lot of time wasters in the world, and they will waste your time.
What advice do you have for me starting this podcast?
No, you're doing it. I think you should. It's something that you keep saying all the time. And when you say you're about to transition to another topic, do anybody know what it was?
Switch gears.
Yeah, switch gears. You should stop saying that. Switch gears. And I'm gonna tell you, you should just flow.
Okay.
You know, and then as you go through this game, study on your next interview. That way you're not on paper, and then that way you just have a conversation. And whatever you remember, you remember. Whatever you don't, fuck it. It is what it is. You just want to have a conversation, and that's what will separate you from everybody. You got the look, you got the charisma, and I'm telling you, you got it. Especially when I saw it on screen. They're gonna love you. I'm telling you. That's a fact.
Well, thank y'all so very much for tuning in to our very first episode of The Perspective, and I cannot wait to share more with you.
I see you different now, yeah.
All right.
Shape 7, same road, brand new view, everything.